Welcome back for the third episode of The Give and Go, joined here by Julian Cardillo, Brian O'Connell, editor of New England Soccer Today. Julian, another three-pointer, six-pointer here with Philly in town. What are the things that the Revs have to do to kind of break them down and get the win?
Yeah, it's a big game. I think, first of all, it comes down to the midfield. I think that combination between Lee Nguyen and Scott Caldwell is going to be huge. I think together, when they play their best, they prove to be quite a 1-2 punch. So I think controlling the midfield, having those guys play their A game is going to be really critical. Number two, is going to be score the first goal. We've seen how the Revs do when they give up the first goal. They only have one win versus when they do score the first goal, they have 7 wins. That's going to be totally key. And last of all, it has to be sound defending. No matter who Jay decides to go with in the back, it's got to be disciplined defending, very resilient, and I think those three things will get the win.
We talked to Jay earlier about who they have to hone in on. Obviously, he says it's a combination of paying attention to really all their attacking players. But in your opinion, who's the one player that they have to stop?
It's Jack McInerney, hands down. I mean, he's a Revs killer. He's entered that category of league players. He's a good player in his own right, but, he punishes the Revs, I would say, twice as bad as he punishes other teams. And he's a player with a lot of confidence. He was in the U.S. national team training camp a few weeks ago. So, the guy's on a roll. And he's on a Philadelphia team that's managed to do very well this year. I think they surprised a few people, being where they are in the standings in fourth place. So absolutely, I think hone in on Jack Maggott. That's going to be huge.
And then lastly, obviously, they've gotten the win last week against Chicago. What's one thing that they were succeeded in last week that they have to be especially successful against this week against Philadelphia?
I mean, it's two things. Number one, it's the midfield control. Scott Caldwell played an excellent game, a 92% pass completed percentage, and that's amazing for a first-year player. And the fact that they control the midfield really came down to him, and they're going to need more of it again this weekend against Philadelphia. And the second thing is they proved that they can stop a big player, and for Chicago that was Mike McGee, a guy who's really turned their season around single-handedly. So they're going to need to do that again with Jack McInerney. One thing I'd like to add, though, is that these players on the Philadelphia team, no matter whether they're in defense, in midfield, or as forwards, all these guys have an attacking bone in their body. They know how to finish. And so while I think the focus should absolutely be on Jack McInerney, the fact that the Revs need to control the game, it kind of comes around the fact that everyone on this team knows how to score. So I think it's going to be a really critical game for the Revolution, definitely one they can win, get 3 points out of, and I think it's going to be very entertaining.
All right, now we'll throw it over to get Andrew Farrell's take on the upcoming game. Here with Revolution right back, Andrew Farrell, talking about upcoming game versus Philadelphia. And Andrew, what's some of the things? What are some of the issues and problems that a team like Philadelphia can pose to a team, this Saturday?
Right. Philly's a good team. They've made a kind of good run. They're up in the playoff position. They got good forwards. They have Latou, Connor Casey, McInerney, so a couple of guys who've been in the league for a while, and they've been doing well. They're goal scorers, and the defense has been doing really well lately too, with Amobi Okugo at center back, and so they're a good team. They don't. It's nothing like special, but they get the job done. So it's a good team in a playoff position ahead of us. So hopefully we can get the 3 points. They're really important right now.
And tell me something. I mean, this is your rookie year and such. And what is it like at this time of the year not to be getting ready for classes?
Right. No, I'm actually going to I'm taking an online class, but it's weird. I was hanging out with some of my friends from Harvard, and they're getting ready for preseason, and they're starting school up here shortly, and it's a lot different. I enjoy it out here though. I love playing soccer and just being a part of this great organization, and so I miss college a little bit, but also like being here, so can't complain.
For Julian Cardillo, I'm Brian O'Connell, and that is your Give and Go.